You've got the opportunity to go back and maybe have those conversations you didn't have in the first place, which was the reason why you left. Man, bro, if you can have those conversations, Vince is gone, Triple H is there, and you really want to build that brand, you got to go back, bro.
Let's talk about Naomi or Trinity Fatu making some waves in TNA, becoming TNA Knockouts champion, and just really having an opportunity to really build her brand outside of WWE. We know a lot of Naomi with NXT and things like that initially, and then turning over to becoming a part of the main roster, having a couple different stints in the WWE, being a part of Team Bad, which didn't really get off the ground too much. And then her glow gimmick became very, very infectious, especially to little girls, and it was a really, really good selling spot as far as glow sticks and things like that. It was a great idea, and she's carried that glow gimmick over to TNA, and it's worked over there too. So there's discussions of her coming back to WWE as Naomi. Now, Vince, I'll start with you. Do you think now if you think about this, Trinity is, she became TNA World Heavyweight Champion or TNA Women's Knockout Champion. Do you think this is just a money decision as opposed to them making a promise to her that she'll be, elevated in the women's division? Because before she left, she was just, she was tag team champion with Sasha, but they really didn't have much with them, and they actually walked out, as champions, and they had to do the tournament. So do you think the WWE has given her promises or just given her more money just to, just to appeal, to the audience for just another name?
I'm not sure what you're asking me, Chris.
So Naomi's coming back to WWE. Do you think
she is coming back to WWE?
Yes.
Bro, I have to think let's be honest, man. And again, guys, I am being honest.
She's reportedly.
Yeah, and people I really, really like work for TNA. I mean, bro, come on. I love Mickey. I love Bubba. People I really, really like. But, bro, I think it's more this, Chris. Bro, we got to be honest. Nobody's watching TNA, bro. So, I'm sure that she is there. Mickey, Bubba, all these people are doing a phenomenal job. But, bro, the talent knows nobody's watching that show.
Gotcha.
So when you talk about, bro, brand building and all that, Chris, and you've got the opportunity to go back and maybe have those conversations you didn't have in the first place, which was the reason why you left. Man, bro, if you can have those conversations, Vince is gone, Triple H is there, and you really want to build that brand, you got to go back, bro. You got to go back. Nobody's watching her at TNA, and she knows that. So, again, bro, maybe if Vince was still, sitting in the seat, this would not be happening. But I'm sure there's been, lengthy conversations with Triple H and what went wrong the first time around and what she'd like to achieve. And she's got to go back, bro. I mean, she's got to go back.
Do you think that it'll eventually be empty promises, though, and that she will make a lateral move from where she was before and won't ascend at all? Or do you think that she'll be pushed to a top star?
It's not going to be a lateral move. I mean, compared to the audience that's going to watch her
not
there.
From TNA, but just a lateral move from
the last time she was.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know, because EC3 will tell you this, bro. And listen, man, nothing against Sean, nothing against Triple H. Bro, you could have 45 world titles. That doesn't make you a good writer. I mean, I'm sorry. So, again, bro, from what I've just seen from them creatively. I just think, that they are inside of a box, and it would be hard for me to not believe it's going to be the same old, same old. But I'll tell you one thing, Chris, I don't know if they ever did this, but man, when you look at her and you look at Bianca Belair, bro, you got to be looking at perhaps the two greatest female athletes in wrestling. Now, I don't think they went down that road before, but now to me, that alone, if you built that right, and you've got two blue chip athletes in that ring, that could be the biggest thing that she's ever done in her career and the most memorable. But again, bro, it's got to be done right.
Naomi's just such a lovable, character. Like she's not a good heel. they tried her being heel, it just didn't work. Do you incorporate her? There's been talks and scuttlebutt going on as far from the webs and the forums that EC3 used to visit that still unfortunately are alive and well, of Naomi, like, could she work in the bloodline? Like, would you incorporate her in the bloodline storyline, Vince, at all?
I wouldn't at the beginning, because she's just going to get lost in the shuffle.
Gotcha.
If you want to build her up first and then go down that road, but if you do that off the bat, bro, she's just going to be lost in the shuffle.
What do you think, Ace?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a lateral move unless it became one. I think, again, we talked about forgiveness. Something went wrong enough for her to, leave in the way she did. Time has passed. Time heals all wounds. Vince is probably a big catalyst for the communication issues because he was so hard to talk to. Well, Triple H, from my experience, is far more approachable and far easier to talk to, and far more collaborative when you speak together. So I think the lateral move, it wouldn't be. I think the opportunity would be there for her to ascend to the top, and then it would just depend on the circumstances, the writing, and the way she's carrying and presenting herself as well. Coming in, like she did great with TNA, had great matches, probably had a lot of fun, probably learned a lot of things she didn't learn coming up in the system of WWE to being straight to WWE, as opposed to you just learn more from, I don't know, like the people he mentioned, like a Mickey and a Bubba and Dreamer being there. Like ways to handle yourself and ways to stand out where it's not necessarily, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, it's like how did you get over. So she probably has a whole bunch of new tools, fresh coat of paint, new intriguing matchups. I think the opportunity would be there, and it'd be dependent on her a lot, and then again the circumstances, but I think she'd rise to the top for sure.
I've said this before in shows that Vince and I have had. I think that they left a lot of money on the table when it came to Naomi. Even over Sasha Banks. I mean, Sasha, go ahead, EC3.
Yeah, just like you mentioned with the glow sticks, and theatrics. And
yes, absolutely.
I remember in developmental, she was new. We would do promo day, and that's where we would just sit around and Dusty Rhodes would, watch our promos, and if he cared, he came out, he'd critique it and blah, blah, blah. And like, she was coming along and like getting new to wrestling and it's unfamiliar, and I'm a cheerleader. Then one day she showed up, she hit the lights, but she had all like this neon on and like did this like kind of interpretive dance to like some like bongo music and stuff like that. And the room was captivated. Like we were like, holy, like Dusty came out and he's like, well, you gonna be a millionaire? Left. So like seeing that from where it started to the, run she had, and then bringing it back on the big stage, so to speak, and it excelling. Yeah, there's so much money left on the table there. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I just like I was saying, even over Sasha Banks, with her boss gimmick, she was attractive to, a large portion of the crowd because of her confidence, and people feeling that energy of her having that type of confidence. But I think Naomi didn't really have a a big chance to show her confidence a lot, because she was relegated to a lot of mid-card spots. You know, she had a couple. She had an opportunity to become SmackDown Women's Champion, and you know, it really worked for a little bit. But Naomi was never booked as, you know, the star like a Sasha, or like a Charlotte. She never had that opportunity to be on the top of the card for a consistent basis. She was more of a transitional champion. I'm intrigued to see if WWE really, you know, pushes the chips in the middle, you know, for her, on her, and just really make her, you know, a top star, consistent top star, because like I said, there's a lot of money on the table as far as just the merch sales and things like that. I do think she needs more help on her promo. I do think that's a weak spot of hers. And I hope that she's gained more confidence to really have a stronger promo. So that would be the only thing that I would critique when it comes to her. But other than that, she's a total package. So
yeah, I mean, sometimes going away is the best thing you can do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, especially when you're young and have a ton of time left. Like,
indeed. One thing we do know, what will be not more than a lateral move, is she won't come back as a Funkadactyl. So we know that that's not going to happen. So that is a huge plus in the bargaining discussion for sure. So we'll see what happens with Naomi. Best wishes to her. Could it be a Royal Rumble surprise? Perhaps. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, could EC3 be a Royal Rumble surprise though?
No.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen in the WWE. Could Vince Russo be a Royal Rumble surprise?
I'd like to give
his armpit could be a Royal Rumble surprise.
I'd like to give Uncle Vince some credit for helping me with some content to promote the ultimate match of death I have with Matt Cardona.
Yes.
February 13th. So cutting those up is fun, and
It's gonna be
Russo.
That's going to be something worth seeing. Where do they see that, bro? January 13th.
January 13th, we're in Fort Lauderdale, and that's taping for CW. So who knows?
Beautiful. Fantastic. EC3, 3-time World Heavyweight Champion. Vince Russo, 1-time World Heavyweight Champion. Dare I say again, we have 4 World Heavyweight Championship reigns on this screen. I am Dr. Chris. This is the Wrestling Outlaws. Have a good night, everybody. Solo.